As we anticipate the commencement of a new leadership in Nigeria, tonight we'll take a look at the changing political environment and the effects on the insurance industry. This is Plus Politics. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. As Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria prepares for the commencement of a new administration. The changing political atmosphere may have affected various sectors of the economy, coupled with ethnicity, tension, religion, and quest for validity of various parties. One sector which may have been notably affected is the insurance industry. One of the most notable highlights of the industry in 2022 was the increase in third-party motor insurance policy rates by the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, the apex regulator, on 22nd of December 2022. Now, joining us to discuss this live, the effects of the changing environment will have on Nigerian insurance is Mr. Ebose Augustine Osega, CEO, Anchor Insurance, and the Insurance Man of the Year. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Yeah. What does that even mean? Insurance Man of the Year. Tell us a little bit. Why do you think you got to this apex, you got to this point where you were recognized by the body of this award-giving body? You were in the same room with the governor receiving awards, you know, on the same day and all that. So how does it feel and how did you get here?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you very sincerely for inviting me this evening. You see, when you are working and you trying to do the best you can in life, you don't know people are watching you. We have started I came into the insurance from a humble beginning. Then we try to see what we can do to earn a living. We're not even looking at going to the apex on top of the ladder, but just for survival. But while you do that, then you find out that this is something you could do, and the interest going to come, especially when you see that you are earning a living and the life is becoming very, and the opportunities are there for the take. Then what you do is to grab opportunity. So that's how we find ourselves, and then you working and people are recognizing you and see what you are doing and say, this man is doing something differently. But sometimes you ask yourself, what am I doing differently? I said the award is just coming in. I was at home and somebody called me and I said, I saw your name on the internet that you were nominated as the CEO of the year on insurance category. I said, really? I thought it was fake until I got a call and that was it. They will thank God for that. And I also thank my organization for giving me that opportunity to do so. Okay,
well, everything we do in life is tied to some kind of politics because there is policy that needs to be made by the people, the policy makers, who eventually are politicians most of the time and all that. And so we are really concerned when we think about revamping the Nigerian spirit, the Nigerian nation, the people of Nigeria. We think about all the sectors. Today, eventually, we're talking to the insurance company CEO of the year, insurance CEO of the year. Now, my concern is, and I've had this concern for some time now, in a country like ours, where everything is not my portion, you know what I mean. Yeah. You tell someone to do insurance for the car, not my portion. You are telling me I will get accident, it will not happen to me, and all that. There seem over the years to be this attitude of our people to drag their feet when it comes to insurance. They just want to survive by God's mercy and all that. So how are you finding our society, you know, how is the response to having insurance policies, joining the train of people who recognize the importance of insurance and all that in Nigeria?
Sometimes, you know, we talk about culture. The Nigerian state as it is, or the Nigerian people, this country is ours, we're all Nigerians. The Nigerian insurance industry is in Nigeria. We are not different from ourselves. The attitude of insurance has to do with the way our economy evolved. If you go to countries like Botswana, Namibia, you find out that the rate and the penetration of insurance there is higher than in Nigeria. Meanwhile, we have a higher population. We have more resources, we have more awareness in terms of human capacity. But you find out that the insurance penetration in this country is very low. I think that's to do with government legislation. If you want anything in the country, just within our family cycle, there's a tendency you want your family. This is how I want my children to look when they grow up. Then your nurturing tends towards that aspect of development. I want my kids to be medical doctors when they grow up. I wanted to have this kind of discipline. But the Nigerian government, when this Shura of Insurance came, or when the insurance was introduced to this country, we didn't accept it like the way we accepted banking. But if you even look at banking, for example, you find out that a lot of people are not even putting money in the banking, keeping their money safe in the bank. The reason is that we found out that when we were doing when the cashless policy was introduced during the last about a month ago, we found out that a lot of people have more money outside the banking system.
Yeah.
That's how insurance is. It's our culture. And the government should do more by making a deliberate plan to say, we must have insurance.
Okay, we will come to what the government will do. But what is the insurance sector itself? What are the insurance companies doing to carry this awareness to the people? Because there's been this argument that the insurance companies like the ignorance of the people. For instance, a lot of people who even have this insurance don't know what they need to do in the case of where they should go claim their rights and all that. I give you an instance. On the streets of Lagos, most times we see traffic, not because of anything, but because somebody somewhere has crashed someone, a thing that they could have just put a call through maybe to an insurance company, give evidence and do all the things that they're supposed to do and claim whatever they need to claim. I don't know so much about insurance, but I think there is insurance that if you are in a tight situation, the insurance company bails you out. That's a layman's way of explaining it. But our people do not even know, even when they have this insurance. So people have argued that the insurance companies are happy that if you are supposed to cash out, permit the word, and you are not able to go because you don't know your rights, they make the money and you stay ignorant. So what are you doing to debunk that? What are you doing to educate the people so that people will not see you as people who are comfortable with us being ignorant?
How does ignorance benefit insurance company?
Their money will just remain in your coffers.
No, that's ridiculous. If the people live in ignorance, how do you even develop the economy? Insurance itself is supposed to be the subsector that will prepare the growth of an economy in the country. So why are we going to show ignorance to people? That are you sure those people who had a car, who had that accident, the cars were insured? You know, so sometimes we just believe that the insurance company, the workability of insurance company, or the functionality of insurance company is a mere word. The people just say them because they don't face reality. I'm very sure you that he's talking to me, whether you have insurance policies that you have been turned down when you have claims. In ignorance, because if the world lives in ignorance, why the essence of us going to school is to cure ignorance. So why do you not want to get educated, or you go to school to study insurance, or you set up an insurance company?
But do you
I don't want people to be aware because
do you do
want
anything deliberately to educate the people?
No, what comes first? Is it the claim or
But
the
someone
insurance?
doesn't even know he needs to claim that.
But we have done,
Yeah.
on a more serious note,
Yeah.
we have the insurance company in the last 5 years, or last 10 years, I would say, has done very well in terms of trying to educate the Nigerian populace to take up insurance policies. I'm very sure you see a lot of media attention. Even the NHIS, especially during the time of Obasanjo's government, when he raised up the standard that, look, every household in this country should have an insurance policy. Even Lagos State government, that any building that has occupier liability, that has a story building off the floor, must have insurance. And if you want to have any property construction, you must have a CAR, which is called construction all risk, before you can even commence those policies. Those things are in practice. But just that the ignorance you talk about, nobody has gone to say, how does this work? And you see most educated people, because insurance policy you talked about people say, "Oh, God, our life is in the hands of God." They don't go to they don't do anything about it. But when issues come up, they blame insurance company. Oh, I'm not aware. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. They not believing that the policies of insurance is for the benefit of the few. You don't expect to put insurance policy. Let me tell you something very, very important. Somebody came to me one day and said, "Look, I insure a car, and my policy expired in the next few days. I've not had claim. Can I have my money back?" It's part of the ignorance we talked about.
Yeah.
People don't look at policies. People don't take time to look at issues. It's the cultural awareness or the tradition of our country that we're always believing that things do not matter. And it's always a problem. You know, it's also akin to the theory of Socrates, where it says, "Man, know thyself."
Yeah.
Once you recognize your environment, even medical checkup, a lot of people don't go for it.
Yeah, okay. I needed to get that out because when we begin to talk about what the government needs to do, we need also to know what we have done or what we plan to do. And in this case, that we were talking about is the insurance companies, the insurance sector. So we needed to know that. Now, we're going to have a new government come May 29th. And we need to shape the policies that make our people behave the way they behave and change a direction of doing things. Now, in the past, insurance companies, insurance sector, how do I call it, may have suffered a few things because of policies of government. We'd like to know what kind of policies you look forward to being put by the next administration that will make the insurance sector to thrive and the people of Nigeria to benefit.
Yeah, thank you very much. Before I answer your question, let me go to, because you asked a question, what the insurance company has been doing in terms of trying to have this penetration. The insurance company, as a matter of, we've gone to National Assembly to make sure that there is legislation, deliberate one, to make sure that every person in this country have one form of insurance or the other. And we have also, as either individually or togetherly, gone out to say, look, there's advert on radio, jingle, newspaper advert, like what I'm doing here today. It's part of creating that awareness within the insurance space. Personally, Anchor Insurance, if you go to CNN and other stations, you'll find out that we have a lot of commercial, all for people to get awareness, to understand.
We don't have it
insurance
here.
Yes, because you have not insured, you have not decided to insure your office.
It's a do me or do you thing, right?
So if they do me or do you thing, then we'll talk about that after this time out.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
these are some of the things that we are doing. The insurance company, especially the present Commission of Insurance, has really done so much, and especially the NI, the chairman of NI, the present one. We are doing a whole lot in terms of trying to educate our people to understand that insurance is all that we need, and it's even more reasonable to have insurance than even bank. Because when you have issues, it's insurance that comes to that puts you back to the state you were before your loss. They're coming to the new government that is coming to power, or what we expect to see. Everybody in this country what is the essence of government? It's to provide security and happiness. But for me, happiness is much more of it. Because if you are happy, that means there is security, the environment is okay, the process or the administration of that same economy is okay, the culture of the people is evolving. Everything around there's functionality of the state and functionality of the system.